In this video, we're going to have a look at using technology to solve linear equations. You'll need access to these resources. The solution to two linear equations is finding the point at which two lines intersect. We can use technology to help us do this. The question is, find the solution to y equals negative 2x plus 1 and y equals x plus 4. Firstly, we'll use GeoGebra. GeoGebra is a free online software. The first input is the first equation, y equals negative 2x plus 1, and the graph is shown. Pressing enter, I can now enter the second equation, y equals x plus 4. And now you can see on the graph automatically the point of intersection. If not, you may need to zoom out or zoom in or pan the map to find that point of intersection. Hovering over the point of intersection, I get the intersection point negative 1, 3. That is, the solution to the equations is x equals negative 1 and y equals 3. There's lots of other different software we can use online. One of my favourites is Wolfram Alpha. In Wolfram Alpha, we can simply type solve y equals negative 2x plus 1 and y equals x plus 4 and press enter. First of all, we're going to check that Wolfram Alpha interpreted our input correctly. It's saying solve y equals negative 2x plus 1 and y equals x plus 4. A graph is shown and the result, x equals negative 1 and y equals 3. That is the solution, negative 1, 3. If you had a graphics calculator, you could also use a graphics calculator. An online graphics calculator is MetaCalculator. The first equation, I type in y equals negative 2x plus 1 and press plus, and type in the second equation, y equals x plus 4. Then, using the blue tabs, there's one called intersection. I'm going to select intersection and press plot points of intersection, and now you can see on the graph that the point of intersection is plotted at negative 1, 3. Lastly, I'll show you how to use Excel. I've made a template showing equation 1 and equation 2 with the blank tables of values going from x equals negative 3 to x equals 3. You may need to make these tables larger. We're going to use Excel to find the y values. In cell C4, I'm going to type y equals, I'm just going to press equals. The y value equals negative 2 times our x value. Times in Excel is a star above 8, so I press Shift 8, and then I'm going to select the x value rather than typing negative 3, and we need to plus 1. That is negative 2 times the x value plus 1, and I press enter. Rather than doing that for all values of x, I'm going to click back in cell C4, and the small green square in the bottom right hand corner, I'm going to click and drag that, and that's going to copy that formula down for the entire table. Let's do it again for equation 2. Here in cell G4, I type equals, our y value equals simply our x value, so I click on our x value plus 4. Again, I didn't type in the x value, I clicked on the cell. I press enter. I will go back and select cell G4 again, and then using this small square in the bottom right hand corner, I'm going to click and drag down, which will carry that formula all the way down through the tables of values. Now we've got our two table of values, we're going to make a scatter plot. Firstly, I'm going to select equation 1 tables of values without the headings. I'm going to select insert, scatter plot, but I want the scatter plot with the smooth lines and markers, and press select. I'm going to move the graph slightly over to the side so we can still see our tables. Now there's a fair bit we need to do on this. So I'm going to hover over the graph, right click and select data. We have one series or one graph. I'm going to edit that first of all. The series name for the first graph we've plotted is y equals negative 2x plus 1. Rather than typing that, I'm just going to select cell B1 and press OK. Now I can see that the first graph is for y equals negative 2x plus 1. I'm going to add the second graph. I select Add, I'm going to move it over to the side a little bit. The series name is in cell F1. The X values, I click in the X values. I'm going to then highlight the X values. And the Y values, again, I'm going to click in the Y values and then highlight the Y values and press OK. Now I have two series or two graphs showing, and I'm going to press OK. Next thing we need to do is put a chart title. When you've selected the graph, you should see a little plus. I'm going to click on the plus and select chart title, and while I'm here I'm also going to add a legend. So I can clearly see that the blue graph is for y equals negative 2x plus 1 and the orange graph is for y equals x plus 4. I'm going to give the chart title, I might call it graph of y equals negative 2x plus 1 and y equals x plus 4. Now, at the moment, the x value scale, or the x-axis scale, are in 1 unit intervals, but the y-axis scale is in 2 unit intervals. I'm going to right-click one of the y-axis numbers and click Format Axes. Down here it says the major unit is 2. I want them to go up by 1, so I'm going to change that to 1 and press Enter, and just close that Format Axes dialog. Now I can see my graph more clearly. The solution to the equation is where the blue and the orange graph meet at negative 1, 3. Oops, I'll show that again. At negative 1, 3. So there you go. We had a look at using technology to solve linear equations.